Hello, and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the Algebra 1 concept of rate of change. This is standard A.3B in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 39 off the 2019 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we have a table here showing a linear relationship between x and y. So we need to find the rate of change. So that word rate of change there, and then with this connecting phrase here, with respect to, that means per. So we need to find the rate of change of y per x. So both of these, because this rate kind of looks like and means for something very similar to ratio, lets us know that we are looking for a ratio here, and it's going to be y per x, or y with respect to x. We have these table of values, and it is, we could graph this, it would show a straight line because it's a linear relationship. But we're looking for the rate of change. All right, so change is going to be represented by this triangle, which is really the Greek letter delta. We use that to note change in math and science. So the change in y over the change in x. Hopefully, you're thinking to yourself, that's slope. Change in y over change in x. And if you're thinking slope, you are correct. So we're going to go to our trusty slope formula, y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. That's going to get us the change in y over the change in x. And it doesn't really matter which pair we use, so I'm going to make this my x sub 1, I'm going to make that my y sub 1, and let's make this my x sub 2 and my y sub 2. And we'll do another pair just to show you that it doesn't really matter which pair you use. So my y sub 2 is 60, my y sub 1 is 96, all right, so that's going to get me a negative 36. And then my x sub 2 is negative 12, minus, and then I've got a minus negative 20. Right, so that is going to get me a positive. All right, so I'm going to get a minus 36 over a positive 8. Okay, now let's see, 4 goes into both of those. So it's going to be a minus 9 over a positive 2, so negative 9 halves. All right, well, we're looking at A. That's looking, it's obviously going to have a 9 and a 2. Look at your 4 answer selections. It's all 9 and 2, depending on numerator and denominator, and it's all even, or it's either positive or negative. So you know what? Let's look at another pair just to verify. I'm going to make this my x sub 1. I'm going to make that my x sub 2, my y sub 1, my y sub 2, because there's obviously a 9 and a 2 involved. Let's do it again. All right, so using the same formula, y sub 2 minus y sub 1, x sub 2, x sub 1. My y sub 2, always label them so you can go back and access them. It's 33 minus 15, so that's going to be a positive on top. And now I've got my negative 6 minus negative 2. Okay, so that's going to get me, two negatives make a positive, but it's going to be negative 6 plus 2. That's still going to be negative 4 at the bottom. And then that's going to be a positive 18 at the top. This time I can divide by 2's. Right, and that's going to get me 9 over negative 2, which in both of these cases right here, right, since you've got one negative, one positive, the common way to do it is to kind of put that negative out to the side. But you really could technically do negative 9 over 2, and you could do 9 over negative 2. It all ends up the same, but since it looks a little bit strange, we typically use this notation right here to have the negative out to the side, meaning the whole thing is negative. And that verifies our answer, so we are going with A.